Hello everybody, I have a fall recipe to share with you today. We are making caramel apples. Now I'm using these decorative twigs instead of dowels for the apples. I just picked up a bundle of these a few years ago from IKEA. And the first thing we want to do is melt our caramel. We're using store-bought caramel, but of course you could make your own at home. I'm going to set this on my smallest burner on my lowest temperature, but it's still going to end up being a little bit too hot and I'm going to have to move it to a water bath instead. But in the meantime, I'm going to heat up my white chocolate chips in the microwave. Then I can set those aside while I work on the apples. I'm just going to insert the twigs into the top of the apple. Now, if you're using twigs from nature, I just recommend that you wash them thoroughly with some hot water, just to remove debris and bugs. Gave this white chocolate a quick mix and then got the rest of my supplies ready to go. Now, my caramel is not quite ready yet. It's still quite thick, even though it's now in a water bath, so it's not going to burn. But I'm going to give that just a little bit more time. Now it's ready and I can dip the apples into it. I'm using this really tiny Turkish coffee pot, which allows me to use less caramel and get a nice coverage over that apple. But for some reason, I'm missing like half of my caramel bits by the time I got to this recipe, so I can't actually coat the whole apple, which is fine because the bottom parts are going to be dipped into chocolate chips. And these are going to be really rich as they are, so it's fine that they're not completely covered. Next, I'm going to take that white chocolate and just drizzle a little bit of it on top. It had cooled a little bit too much by this point, and it probably would have been better if I had stuck it back in the microwave for a little bit longer so that it was a little bit more runny, so it was easier to put over the apple. My son is going to do his next, and he is going to dip his in white chocolate chips. And this is a great activity for the fall, especially for kids. This was part of our kindergarten week activities. And if you want to know more about our kindergarten week activities, you can check the description box below. I'll also link to my website where I have more information. Now, this was a fantastic project for the kids and me to do, and if you want to check out some of the other things that we're doing on a daily basis, you can find me on Instagram.